There we go. Welcome everybody. Wednesday night. This is going to take me a second, guys. I apologize. Might be my phone. Teddy, you got to be a good boy. It is. Okay. It's private. Edit. Privacy. Okay. Welcome everybody. Wednesday night. Shredder's Come Alive call, and I'm still getting feedback. Dang it. Hold on, guys.
Bob, you're streaming. I just tagged you. I just wanted to confirm that.
I'm what?
You are streaming. So you are on Facebook.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I need to mute everybody. Nobody's muted. All right. No more feedback. Okay, excellent. Welcome everyone. Sorry about that technical issue, but hey, it's 7 o'clock straight up. Super excited. This is Bob Sivrite. I'm your other ER Shred ambassador. And thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday night. It literally, well, we finally cooled off. It's 59, but it was 84 degrees here in Chicago earlier today. I think I broke out my t-shirt just so that you guys can see this is the perfect ER Shred gear that you want to have for the Chicagoland environment. This hoodie is absolutely awesome, but unfortunately we had kind of a heat wave, which is a great thing. So I'm wearing my old t-shirt. It has the pink. The new ER Shred logo is kind of more of red ER with the black. It kind of pops a little bit more, just like the hoodie. But anyway, guys, the gear's live. It's super cool stuff. And I try to wear it as much as possible. It is the one way where hopefully people are taking notice or asking questions, and it's kind of a conversation starter. So before I get started, real quickly, I just wanted to say that as we talk about results this evening, literally that we are basically not here to diagnose, prevent, or cure any diseases. And of course, your experience is going to be exclusive to yourself. So when you hear someone's testimonial, understand that's their experience. And it's not necessarily going to be guaranteed across the board that you're going to experience the same. It's just our little bit of a disclaimer. It's considered GRAS, which is generally, it's considered safe. It's all nutrition. And of course, we have our special ER Shred protocol, which we'll get into, which is kind of a combination of an elimination, reset, and we combine it and match it with our incubated shakes, as well as I should say a nutritional intermittent fast. I always kind of jump right to cleansing, but cleansing sometimes has kind of a bad connotation. It is not one of those. It is literally a detox. That said, I want to get up and basically get started right away. Amy, are you on? Is it Amy? Is it Wiener or Weiner? Or did I say correctly? I probably messed it up.
It's winning.
Amy, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. How are you?
Good. Thanks. My last name is.
I'm sorry. How do you say your last name?
It's Winning.
Winning. Okay. You know, my screen shifted on me, and I'm thinking, I know I saw Amy earlier, and I was looking for your last name. So it's Amy Winning. Amy, yeah. I understand that you are part of Shirley.
Yep.
Okay. So tell me, for all those that have not met you yet, how long have you been previously? Have you been with our previous company, our partnered company, Isagenix?
Yep. Okay. I did Isagenix probably 10 years ago.
Really?
And yeah. So it was a long time ago.
You did it 10 years ago. How long did you stay with the system as far as taking it as a nutritional supplement?
I'd say maybe a couple years or a year. I wasn't so that was kind of my big thing with ER Shred, was just how much easier it is.
Okay, so let's go right to ER Shred. So this is interesting because I know Tony Escobar, Sean's father, is like, Bob, you can't reawaken the dead, or he has a saying like that. In other words, for fresh blood, new people, and you're not going to get someone to come back. But I noticed, thinking about this with our ER Shred community, it's now 25,000, by the way, guys. That's unbelievable. Understand, when we took the site over, it was Sean's team site. It was like my team site, absolutely kind of like nothing going on, shoot a cannon off. There was nobody that was active. But that said, it was his old team site that was a little bit of everything. And he said, that's it. I'm going ER Shred. I'm changing it. We're going carnivore. I'm doing this. And if they don't like it, they can leave. So honestly, what we did is we opened it up to everybody within Isagenix. We allowed for everybody to take a look. And the idea is simply, we just want to basically raise awareness, and we invite everybody to take a look. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's okay. So here's the beautiful thing. I know people were leaving the group. We started about 17,000, somewhere in that area. So people were falling out as they were coming in the initial, 6 months, year timeframe. We're now in this, I think, 21 months, right, Mimi? She can probably tell me. 21 months. We hit 25,000, which means we've grown at minimum at least 8,000 people in the last 21 months, which is crazy good. And that said, a lot of people, Amy, have come back to it because they were interested in what is this ER Shred, and it's easier. So sorry, Amy, where are you? Go back. Tell me how you came to ER Shred, and how did Shirley, did she get you started years ago?
So we have a few mutual friends that were in Isagenix, and I was not actually under Shirley. I was under another friend, but life, I had great success on Isagenix, specifically from a inflammation standpoint, and in that it just felt so much better. But it was just hard to live life for me that way.
Okay.
And so anyway, then of course, fast forward to beginning of April, and I just had I wasn't feeling good at all. I felt really old, and I just felt terrible. My joints hurt. I just felt like every single day, almost every day, I was taking Advil to try to knock the inflammation down. I wasn't sleeping. It was just everything. My pant, nothing fit. And I had seen Shirley posting, and some of my other friends had jumped on board. And I just finally said to Shirley, I can't take it anymore. I have to join up. Because I knew that a lot of it was an inflammation issue for me. So
okay, so it wasn't necessarily, was it a weight issue as well, or was it just plain bloated? What was your main objective? What was your outcome that you were looking for?
I think because I had done Isagenix before, I knew that I could knock that inflammation down. And so that's what I was really hoping to do. But and of course, weight. I needed to lose weight badly. I'm not exactly sure where I want to end up. I feel like it's a kind of a moving target right now, just because I'm like, well, I'm just going to go 5 more pounds and see how I feel there. Or, I'm not exactly sure where my body.
So how long have you started? When did you start the ER Shred?
I started April 4th.
Okay. So rather recent then.
Yep.
And just so people understand, you started with the original 11-day protocol. How did you stay with the system? Have you modified it? Are you on that journey of awareness? How
I did.
Have you utilized?
So I guess it was so easy for me to do the shred. And I had such great success in that first 11 days. I decided to do a back-to-back shred.
Wow. That's awesome.
And it just was not hard. I just was not hard. So I just decided.
This is the crazy good thing. So I have to ask you this. I know whose team you're on with Nicola and so on. And ultimately it's Peter Greenlaw. So he's Mr. 2-Day. Were you doing 2-day nutritional fasts in the past?
I tried.
Okay. So it was something that you tried, but it wasn't something that you were super successful with.
Not very successful.
What was your expectation going back in with ER Shred and doing the 2-day? Was it kind of like wait and see how I feel?
Yeah, I thought so. That the very first 2-day was I I just planned to be super busy because I knew that that was probably my best game plan, was just to I pack my day with appointments so that I wouldn't have an opportunity to cheat. But then when Shirley had kind of coached us to do the collagen on those days. And that was, I mean, at the end of the first day, that's what I said to the group, this is a game changer. And so as a matter of fact, like today, I'm actually on a cleanse day, and it hasn't even been an issue at all, an issue.
So is this day one for you?
Yep, day one.
Awesome.
And day two is always easier. Day one's always kind of the challenge. So
you jumped right to it. That's fantastic.
yeah.
So for those that have never done a nutritional fast for 2 days, what you're finding is that the second day is much, much easier than the first day.
Yep.
And how do you feel today, right now?
I feel great. I worked out this morning. I lifted. Since it was I worked out in the morning, I felt like I still had plenty of gas in the tank to work out. I won't work out tomorrow, probably. I might just, okay. I'll just stay busy tomorrow.
And that's a great thing to bring up. I mean, it's obviously for everyone to figure out what works best for them, but understand, just so for people, detoxing is hard work and your body needs to rest. And the thing is that if you overstress it and you're taking in less nutrition, that produces cortisol in your body. And if you produce too much stress or cortisol hormone, it will actually stop your body from burning fat. It's kind of one of those crazy, you got to find that balance. So as you're doing it, obviously you started right off the bat and said, okay, I've got some extra fuel in the tank to burn. But yeah, that's what's interesting. Even doing that, you feel really good today.
Yep.
Because some people would fall off the cliff and say, I'm toast, because you overdid it in the morning. That's fantastic. Well, I know Sean, and I apologize because I'm new. I don't have the 5 questions or how Heather has done it, but I know he often loves to start off with, and then you'll say, Amy, okay, you've met Shirley. You were an Isagenix beforehand. Who is Amy? Where are you from? And what's your passion?
Well, so I live in Bozeman, Montana.
Okay.
And I am in the process of raising 2 beautiful teenage daughters. One's graduating this year and headed to New Mexico State University next fall, and she's going to be on their rodeo team. So that is our focus, is launching the children.
I'm kind of on my second version. My stepdaughter is just now graduating, and she's going to University of Miami next fall. And so it's my daughter, she's out of school, so that's a good thing. And then I've got a 16-year-old. So I'm right there with you.
Yep.
2 teenage girls. It's fun. It is fun. It is fun. You're right, though. It's kind of like you're excited for them and you want them to kind of move on. What is your passion? What do you do for a living?
So here in Bozeman, I sell real estate.
Okay.
And my other passions, I guess, are we do a lot of rodeo. We spend every weekend on the road rodeoing, and my husband has his own business, so I support him in that. And when we get too hot, we go fishing. Okay.
So the good news is I came from the north, but I did live in Texas for 10 years and got well entrenched into rodeo and would go to the Houston stock show, big time. And that was like crazy, like George Strait playing at the Astrodome. And anyway, rodeos are a lot of fun. It takes a lot of energy. So outside of yourself using the products, does your husband utilize the products at all in any way?
Yep. Everybody, so nobody else in the family really is as focused on it as I am, but actually my husband's doing this shred with me.
Nice.
So yeah, and my daughter uses the shakes every morning. So
perfect. So what was it like for you? Previously we would do 400 to 600 calorie meal, and the good news is you could split it in 2, but it had to be balanced, and everyone's like, how much do I eat, etc. How easy was it for you with the ER shred? As far as
that was that just totally made it. So I like protein. I get the protein thing. We raise our own beef, and we we do a lot of hunting and fishing, and We have chicken. We don't have chickens, but my nieces have chickens. So we have access to just really good, clean protein. And so it was just really effortless to knock out all the carbs and just have the protein.
Lo que voy a hacer es mocharlo.
I think you're muted.
I did. Here I'm muting everybody, and I muted myself in the process. Okay. I was just looking for microphones that were on, like, mute,
Yeah.
mute, sorry. So we got rid of the background noise. So your husband is going to join you with this upcoming shred. You're going to start Monday?
We started last Monday. So we're actually
Okay.
doing our first cleanse day today.
Awesome. And so you're from Montana, so I'm assuming carnivore, that's not a big deal for you to get used to?
Right. Easy. Super easy. Yep.
Okay. It's amazing. I actually watched a podcast I was telling Sean with Liver King, and it was like an hour, 15, 20-minute podcast, which I've never seen that length, but he went into his whole backstory and how he came to become the Liver King and so on. And it's very, very interesting, but it's a lot of awareness. It's kind of like the stuff when Sean told me, hey, you're eating nothing but red meat. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, my doctor said no red meat. And it took me a while. It took me a couple of weeks. I was terrified. I let Randy and Tony Escobar go first, and then called them up to get Tony's opinion on it. So when you do this, are you really strict with the program as far as just red meat? Do you add anything else to the like salmon, or do you stick with red meat?
So just because that's what we have in the freezer right now is red meat. That has been what I've been eating. So that's just what we have readily available. And I really struggle to buy meat since we have so much of it in the freezer. So,
hey, I'm very jealous because I wish I don't have the room to have a big freezer, and I don't have it stocked in Chicago. Actually, Chicago used to be the meat capital. I don't think it's even here anymore, as far as this, the butchers and the whatever they had. So anyway,
yeah.
Your situation now, so you've done 1 ER shred, you're on your second one. You mentioned to me that you were kind of just now on that journey of discovery, like we'll wait and see. What have you noticed different in terms of how you feel?
Well, so the inflammation, I think that the thing that is so encouraging about the ER shred is that there's a huge win, at least for me. There with Isagenix, and then now with ER shred, I had a huge win within just a few days of starting the program, of knocking that inflammation down and getting to see and just feeling so much better just in such a short period of time. And so it really kind of gave me the fueled the fire to stay focused and keep with it. So to date though, I just jotted down a couple things. So I'm down 18 pounds since April 4th.
Wow.
I'm not, so I was taking Advil almost every single day because my joints hurt. And I don't take Advil. As a matter of fact, I just don't ever take it anymore. I didn't even realize I wasn't taking it. And then I just kind of one day was like, oh, I'm not taking Advil. So I don't take Advil anymore. I was really having a hard time with my hands falling asleep. Doing just simple tasks, driving, brushing my teeth, sleeping. Of course, they always would fall asleep when I was sleeping, and they would wake up. And when I would wake up, it'd be so painful. And so that my hands are not falling asleep. So that's really awesome for me. And I'm sleeping better. That's a big one too. I was really fighting sleeping. I feel like I'm always trying to trick sleep into being my friend. So
was it hard to get your husband to join you the second shred? What do you think it was the first shred?
So my husband's kind of a lean, mean fighting machine. So
already? Okay.
Yeah. He's like, you mean we're just going to eat meat? No problem.
That's easy. Incubating the shakes, that's something that's been different for you. How do you think, what an opinion on that anyway?
It's no problem. So what I do is I make 2 shakes in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just have, after when I'm ready for the first one, and then I just put the second one in the fridge. My trick is 8 ounces of cold water and 8 ounces of hot coffee.
Wow.
And I use a combination of chocolate and vanilla.
Okay, so do you let it incubate first, then you add the coffee after?
So so that's how I'm warming up. So I don't use my hot water out of my tap because it's has water softener in it.
Mhm.
And so
I gotcha.
I'm warming it up. I'm using that as my warming agent, is my coffee,
Okay.
but maybe I shouldn't be doing it that way.
Try it. Just try it, because that's what
Okay.
I like. What Sean says is, hey, it's all about awareness and see how it works. There's
Okay.
a science reason why you want to use the filtered water and let it sit with the water only. But then if
Okay.
you want to add the coffee after that, go for it. I mean,
Okay.
that's totally fine. Now that I've been in this 21 months, sometimes I add greens, sometimes I add Ionic Supreme. I've done it with the coffee. But I just kind of do what you do. I incubate the shake first, fully incubate it, and then I just use it as I need it. But
Yeah.
most important is convenience. And so I love the fact that I just kind of make the shakes in the morning, and then I just go to it, and you got to drink it within 12 hours, I think. And that's all. So,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would share with anybody who's watching tonight that is on the fence or thinking about it as far as joining?
Well, I would just say that you get a big win right out of the gate, which is just so encouraging. And it's, when you get that big win, I feel like it's easy to just keep sticking to it and keep reaching for new goals. I mean, I didn't even know what my first goals were really going to be. And my first shred blew me out of the water with how much better I felt. Just everything. It was just such a big win. It was easy to stick to it, The other thing I guess I would say is that Shirley has done a really nice job of building ER Shred community with each shred that we're doing. She just asks whoever wants to be part of that. And that is awesome. So this is my second group that I'm in. And I look forward to my phone dinging all the time and seeing what everybody, it's really encouraging to stay together with everyone.
That's wonderful. Yeah, community is key. So are you active in the Facebook group? I'm assuming you
Oh,
are.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've seen your posts.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, I think, the biggest asset. Jesse's correct in terms of the community is everything, I think, for long-term. And I think we do have a kick-ass, excuse my language, group here. And it's crazy because the longer your body is healing, the longer you stay with this, the better you're going to feel. And I think that's the hardest for me to articulate is I'm in it for 21 months. What's the difference? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I feel so much better now than I did last year. It's hard to even quantify, but I didn't realize how bad I felt before ER Shred. So anyway, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I hope you will share it forward if people ask. And thank you for being, as Sean would say, a hero for coming on. You actually are a superhero. And honestly, it's this call tonight that it literally is the lifeblood for our community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's these stories, testimonials that get people excited and they see something in themselves. And this is how we've been growing. So thank you again. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I was just going to say, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And I have to give a shout out to Shirley because she makes it kind of easy.
Oh, believe me, she's great. I had the wonderful opportunity to interview her for Thursday night, our business call. And yeah, she is absolutely amazing. So I know you're on the right team.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys.
You guys rock. So thank you, Amy. Have a good night.
You too.
Let's see who is next. Where's my list of people? Katrina C, are you there? Thank you, Amy. Katrina, are you on? Maybe. Katrina C. I thought I saw you. If not, let's jump ahead. Bonnie, I know you're on. Bonnie Stahl.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing?
Fantastic. Now, Bonnie, you have been a long-termer with us. When did you get started with the ER Shred?
I first started in December 2020, just from a flyer, believe it or not. But I didn't completely do it for real until my second shred. You're muted, Bob, again. You're muted, Bob, again.
You know why I'm doing that? Is that I'm on Sean and Crystal's website. All right, are you there, Bonnie?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, it's someone's phone that keeps switching over. 801-979. They keep unmuting themselves, and that's where we're getting feedback. Okay, Bonnie, sorry about that. When did you come to ER Shred? And you've had a long story with Isagenix. Why don't you just tell us from the beginning for those that haven't seen you before? Tell us your quick story.
Upstairs.
I'm still hearing feedback.
I keep muting her, so I'll just.
Okay. All right, Bob, you can unmute yourself. There you go. Is everyone okay now?
We're good.
Okay. So I started the traditional Isagenix since 2016. And why am I?
Is your phone on?
My phone is on, yes.
That's where you might be getting the feedback from. Are you on the phone or on your computer?
I'm on Instagram and also I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
With
That's
the
probably why you have two devices. And
Yeah.
if the volume's up, that's probably why you're getting feedback.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Look at you, high-tech person trying to double team here with Instagram and Facebook.
Well, I have to share my story somehow.
Well, we're recording this. So what you can do, and I'll show you how you can actually forward it to your Instagram too. You probably already know that, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bonnie.
All right, so basically what I'm trying to say is that I started the traditional Isagenix since 2016. I came in just for the products. I did my great success, just in a year and a half with, with the maintenance and trying to do all I can to be who I am. And then, I hurt my back in mid-July. And then my huge depression, anxiety came back to the point where it got me really bad. So it took me a couple of years to get me back in gear again. And I just felt like in December of 2020, I had to really do something for myself because this was me in March 2020, right here.
Wow.
So
that's just 2 years ago. That's crazy.
That was me.
Okay, so you're 154 in 2020. So
Yeah.
when did you officially start ER Shred? Was it March of 2020?
I did it in December. I just started a challenge with a friend of mine in March.
Okay.
And then I literally just lost 10 pounds just within a few months. And then I just decided to why am I echoing?
Okay, how about now?
Okay.
You're good. All right.
I'm sorry, guys. All right. All I can say is I just wanted to become more better for what I wanted to be. It's just I had a lot of toxic environment in my old corporate massage center. So I didn't really have enough support to get me through my own successful life. And I wanted to heal better.
Okay.
As well, because I had a lot of motorcycle injuries also.
Bonnie, how did you hear about ER Shred? Because you were in our former company and you were kind of on again, off again. I understand that. Who was it that shared ER Shred with you? And you started in January 2020, right?
I did it in January 2021. It was my second shred, and I actually did it with my teammate Brianna Rayhawk.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it about ER Shred? How did you hear about us?
At first, I saw it on the flyer in December. I decided to do it myself and just went through that protocol flyer of what you guys did. And then I just had a lot of things happening in between that 11 days, so I didn't really do it correctly. So I decided to do it again after a huge turmoil after 2020 happened. So I wanted to really become better. And I almost quit on my journey because I just didn't have enough support. So because of Brianna Rehak's journey and how she actually changed her results, she literally brought me into this again. And I decided to round myself of not using the Uber Eats app. I haven't touched any gas station food since day one of that January 25th. And I did the second shred of doing that. I literally lost 9 pounds. I've literally regained my whole entire confidence in my control. And just within month after month after month, it just felt like the more walking I do, the more clarity I was, the feeling that I wanted to be more confident in my own skin. And because of both communities that I was in gave me the voice that I wanted to actually be who I am as well. So, you know, just because of what I've been through in the past, it's not my definition of who I am.
Okay.
And
So let me ask you, so
years.
that's your end result. One of the things I wanted to ask you, though, that you've been super active in our group from the very beginning, and we all appreciate you so much. And a lot of people, if you are active in ER Shred, you're going to see your posts. You're quite out there with showing what you're up to and so on, which is, you got an amazing story. That said, when did you find value with the ER Shred community? Was that how you were able to get your support?
The actual value was everyone's story. I went through certain relationships into certain people, and I just read them rather than dealing with my outside environment, because social media was part of my social life rather than dealing with what I was dealing with, because it was really toxic and very negative. So I just feel like the best thing for me to do is just be my own inner circle with you guys rather than dealing with the negative. So that's what I did. And the community gave me this amazing feeling every single day. And I am so grateful.
So you've been at this for a while. I know that you hit your goal weight a long time ago, but that said, it is a journey of awareness. So since the last time you were on the call with Sean, I know you've been on before.
Yes.
Any new awareness, discoveries, epiphanies, ahas, anything changing in your life?
You know, I was on the verge of actually leaving my corporate massage center. I couldn't really say it on the live last time because it was still on the secret. And
Okay.
I decided to become a massage business owner, all because of this community.
Wow. That's fantastic. And how is that now? You're a full-time entrepreneur, got your own business. How's that been for you?
It's been a crazy ride, but I will never, ever regret it. It's been a victory ride since then. I've created 107 massage clients just within 8 months today, by the way. And then, of course, I decided to become more, I am actually an LLC into my business. So here's the thing. I'm the only person that actually makes Isagenix and massage together, all because of this amazing leader, Emily Vavra, in 2019 when I first saw her at NYKL. All because of her, I made it better.
So you've been able to combine your ER Shred experience with your massage business?
And also Isagenix total.
Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. That's really, really cool. So I'm assuming you're actively you're sharing it where it's appropriate when people.
Oh yeah, I have barcodes everywhere in my room. I have my before and after at pictures, transformation. I have all the art of well-being of what it is. I have QR codes where my shelf is like having the certain products that actually is connect with massage therapy. Deals with stress, collagen, hair revival, you name it. I have all the things that actually makes people feel like it's more sufficient and more better. So, you know, it's a lot equalizer for me to like have them see everything first. And then if they want to talk about it, we have a nice conversation through the session. And I have the best ability to give them my phone number if they want to talk more. And I've had a good couple of success stories just because of that as well. So it's been extremely humbling every single day that I actually go to work and feel better about myself and not having authority over me becoming so negative against me or toxic. And that is why I left and did exactly what I had to do. And my cortisol levels dropped like crazy just because I left corporate to my own place.
Do you have any, for the rest of 2022, we're just now getting into summertime, do you have any vision or wish that you would like to see fulfilled with this journey?
Oh yeah, I told Crystal when I did that 5 questions that I would love to expand, and I'm still actually becoming more expanding than ever because I'm gaining more friendships, I'm gaining more relationships from other people. And of course, the thing is that I've been helping others become more better themselves, and people are getting more advice from me than me giving advice to them. So I'm just like amazing for both ways, that I'm actually getting more relationships than being alone, because that's what I was before Isagenix. And I'm just so grateful.
Oh, we're grateful for you. I mean, we're grateful for everybody in the community, but thank you for putting yourself out there, being vulnerable. I'm telling you, your before and afters for those that are willing to do it. I can see you side by side with the background. That's key. I laugh because when this company started, it all started with Peter Ullman's 30-day transformation, if you will. He had 3 pictures, beginning, middle, and end of 30 days in his Speedo. And literally, I think that picture was being passed everywhere. You know, that's what people were using before we had our own story. But congratulations. I know you're going to be very, very successful. We're grateful for you. And as Sean would say, thanks for being a superhero. Everybody on this call is a hero because obviously you're putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. And I know that you're going to make the best of it. So put it out there on Instagram and use this and come back soon. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we'll go on. Nicole, are you out there?
Yes. Hello.
There you are.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know I had called earlier and maybe I was having technical issues. So tell me, I have not yet met you. My name's Bob. And how long have you been doing the ER Shred?
Well, since 13 days ago.
Oh my gosh, you're brand new. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Who introduced you?
So, well, I'm from New Jersey, and I'm into Isagenix. That's how I found you guys.
Okay.
So I've been into Isagenix since May of last year. It was just my Isaversy, but it wasn't for the shakes or their supplements. Well, it was for their collagen, really. That's
wow.
how
So
I
you
got
came
into
to,
it.
okay, so that's awesome. So you came because of your collagen elixir experience.
Yeah.
How did you find out about ER Shred?
So I found out about ER Shred through being on the Isagenix family Facebook group, and then Pat Patricia Magato.
Okay.
She's in the ER Shred.
Mm-hmm.
And I had commented on a post of hers about the ER Shred. And I was like, what is this? This is really awesome. So I'll get into that in a second. And she was like, you have to go check it out. And I was like, I'm going to. So I went in and I checked it out because of this. I did every Isagenix Shred. I actually went to the same school as Jesse, IIN, and studied, and I'm a holistic health coach now. So I experienced like with different diets. So I'm regularly like, I'm healthy, well, one night with dinner, I was sitting down and I got like a pain in my stomach, like a discomfort. And I was like, what the hell? Like what could be going on? Like, I don't get it because I didn't watch everything. So it was just weird. And then I went on to the ER Shred. I went back on, I was like, let me look at this again. And when I first saw the bone broth, I was like, nope, this is going to be like the GAPS diet. If you like, you've heard of, the GAPS, it's this crazy thing with like the bone broth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. 2 years ago, if you would have said bone broth, I would have grown up and said, I will never drink bone broth. So whatever.
Right.
I looked at everything and I was reading everything, and I was reading what Crystal and Sean, what they had to say. I'm going through the guides. And then what really hooked me was Jesse, because of, the similarities that we had. And I was like, wait a second. If he's saying that, like if this is good and this is help, I was like, I'm going to give this a try. I've tried everything else. Why not? Something's off in my body. So that's what led me to the ER shred.
Okay. So, I mean, this is great. So I'm assuming, knowing a little bit about that designation with IIN, you have seen it all. You've done the raw foodist, you've vegan, vegetarian, you've tried a little bit of everything.
Mediterranean, all of that.
Mediterranean. Was there any specific diet that you liked better for yourself than others prior to ER shred?
No.
Okay.
I am a big firm in believing the whole bio-individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So there is not just one diet fit for a specific person.
Jesse, obviously, he IIN, similar backgrounds. You guys probably have pulled everything apart many times in the past.
Yes.
Specifically, was there any objective or goal that you wanted to obtain for yourself with the ER shred?
Yes, it was. I wanted to try this process of elimination with staying on this strict diet, and then to reintroduce the foods back into my system to see what was the culprit. And
so you're on day 13. So you passed your original shred. What was the initial 11-day experience? Have you had your come alive moment?
Yeah, on my fourth day. my fourth day, the second cleanse day. Waking up that morning, I was like a new woman. Like seriously, like I'm standing in the kitchen, I'm going reaching for a cup to grab some water, and I just stopped and I turned around and had this huge smile on my face. My husband's like, "What's your problem? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "I feel so good right now," and he's like, "How could you feel so good? You haven't eaten anything. You've just been drinking the whole, but I'm like, you don't understand. I can't explain it. Like, so that was my fourth day. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
We used to say way back when, just give it 4 days. But the realization is that, we're all unique and everybody's on their own journey. And for some, we didn't want people to feel bad if it didn't happen by day 4 or 5. We didn't want to have people feel defeated. And so that's the thing. People do come alive in time. It will happen for everybody, but everyone is unique. But it's awesome that it was just 4 days for you and you're lit up. Day 13, have you started to reintroduce foods yet? Where are you? Are you continuing with the protocol?
I'm continuing with the protocol. Like I was so happy to be like, I'm gonna have an avocado and I am gonna have this like tomato and da 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 da. And then I was like, all right, so I'm on day 12 because it's still day 12. It's not like I'm not done. Like it's my life, like that's how it took. So it's like, I am going to try a bit of an avocado. So I did, like, I introduced some of an avocado back into my diet. Only the one time though. And then I was just like, I'm just going to really stick with my meats, like, because I was comfortable with that. I love the way that I felt like doing that. So, like today I introduced, greens. Like I had a thing of mixed greens with like arugula, and, I had that with chicken, and so far I'm good. That was good, but I'm sticking like strict, like the red meats. Like I just like it the way my body felt, and even sticking with the bone broth on the side. Like, and I'll make my own bone broth too. And I love it. Like, like I said, if you would ask me 2 years ago, bone broth, no, but like seriously, how it makes you feel is amazing. And then doing like the research on the bone broth, from going all the way back to even like the Roman days, from like the Spartans, and they were fighting, like they fed their warriors, like just that. And it's like, now you know why, to like keep them strong and healthy and ready for like that fight. I don't know. So like, I'm still following the protocol, and yeah, like slowly, maybe introducing a couple of things, but doing it one at a time because I really want to know my body's response to it.
So you're part of Integrative Institute of Nutrition. Are you a nutritionist coach by trade? What do you do for a living? What's your passion?
So no, that is my health and wellness are my passion.
So going forward, now that you're a shredder, do you see yourself incorporating this as part of your program or your toolbox?
100%. Like everybody that I talk to, I tell them you need to join the ER Shred on Facebook. Like you need to know about this. You need yes. Yep, I'm going to, and I have been incorporating it, telling everybody about it because it's amazing. And to me, all those different, diets that you can do, I feel that this one gives like the best results and in an easy way. Like it sounds overwhelming maybe in the beginning for some, but when you're in it, it's not. And like, you're never starving yourself. That's what I tell people, like, you're never starving yourself, like stop thinking that you are because you're not. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I love it.
If you were to rate the ER Shred relative to the other programs you've done, different types, Mediterranean, zone, whatever, raw foodist, vegan, vegetarian, how does this rate from a standpoint of how you feel? How do you articulate that? It's the top.
Yeah.
So being that you're a nutritional coach, because this is what I'm having a hard time with. How do you explain to somebody how good you feel when I never felt this good before? I mean, that's me, but how do you tell people?
Well, like when they don't believe me?
Or just in passing. I know my buddy Peter would say, oh, you don't know how good you can feel until you know how bad you felt. In other words, until you try it, you have no idea. But it's one of these things that you almost want to shout from the rooftops of how good you feel because you don't think it's possible. And for me, and this is Jesse, but for me, I was like you. I'm like, man, I feel so good. I'm on a run right now. I'm just going to keep doing this. And I went like back to back to back to back. I think I had turkey on Thanksgiving and that was it. And I didn't feel so good. But the cool thing about this is that, like Sean said, for me, I now judge food differently, where I look at it as if, is that going to make me feel better or same or worse? And if it's not the same or better, I kind of like going, I don't want to put that near me anymore. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Have you seen a change in terms of how you're staying pretty strict with it, you mentioned, but are you looking at food differently?
Oh yeah, totally. Like I have 4 children. So I have to cook dinner for them. And, I like regulate them with what I do, but like they had baked beans tonight with their chicken and their hot dogs because they like that. And I'm like, no, that's okay. And like, I don't even crave it. I don't want it. I made a batch of chocolate chip cookies last night and they're like, oh my gosh, Mom, you got to have one. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Like, I'm good. But I know how it makes me feel too. And that's what you do. Like you judge, like, do I want to feel like this or do I want to feel like this? But that's what I do. Like, that's what I tell people, like, do you want to feel alive? Do you want to feel good? Like, I just so much more than that. Like if you are experiencing like brain fog, cognitive dissonance, like if you are just like so fatigued, like bloat, everything, acne. That was the one thing that I noticed. Like I didn't suffer severely, but like your skin, like during this whole thing, I just feel like, I don't know, it's so much better, because you cut all supplements, you're not taking any supplements during the shred. So like you see the change in your skin. That's one thing that I noticed big time.
Are you finding that your appetite for grass-fed butter, is it increasing?
Yes.
That's what happened to me. I called Jesse up in a panic. I'm like, how much butter can I eat? Because all of a sudden I noticed it was a little bit, then it was okay. Then it was like, man, I'm going through a lot of butter. Is this okay? And of course, how are you feeling? And so on. Yeah. But it's amazing what it has done for my skin, I think. Not that I'm really focused on myself, but I think you look fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. So what is your goal for the rest of the year with the community? I mean, what do you have anything in mind in terms of your practice or how you want to see yourself? Do you have anything that you're looking to achieve? Like, are you running mountains like Jesse or?
So, well, so funny because I am a runner.
Okay.
And what happened was, I hurt my left foot. I was training for a run, my very first race actually, and I hurt my foot. So I couldn't run. And that was another thing that drove me to do the shred, because I was like, I can't keep running 10, 12, 15 miles on a shred and cleansing. Like my body wouldn't, I'd crash. So I was like, this is perfect. My foot is hurt. I'm really upset though, because I've been training for this race that I'm not gonna be able to do, but I'm gonna do this shred. So that's what I did. I didn't run, but like, I did stuff like, lift and, just like walked a little bit and took advantage of that. But I want more people to just be aware of the shred. Like that's my like goal. That's what I want to do with this. Like I want to bring more people into the community, because the community alone is just, it's awesome. Like someone
Have you
else
brought in, out of curiosity, because you said you joined the shred because you heard about it, and you mentioned that you heard about it from Patty.
Yeah.
Who brought you into Isagenix originally? The elixir? How did you come into it?
Jamie Palmer and
Have you got Jamie
O'Neill.
Palmer taking a look at the shred yet?
I've talked to her. She's a big Isagenix, Isagenix shredder.
Okay.
Not ER, and she's a vegan.
We have some vegans that have switched, believe it or not. I mean, their stories are pretty incredible. And it's all based on how you feel, but I understand that. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add for anybody who's watching tonight?
If there's any new people out there doubting yourselves, it's okay. That's normal, but just go for it. Just keep doing it, because the end results, they're amazing. Like they really are. I get tongue tied because it's that amazing. Like everybody needs to try it at least once. Why not?
What do you have to lose? Welcome to the community. You're a ER shred warrior, empress, princess, whatever we say, but no, you're a superhero. So thank you so much. Welcome to the family. I was going to ask thank you, Nicole. I was going to ask who am I looking for? If is Katrina C on tonight? I don't know if I saw her or not. Katrina, are you there? If not, Jesse, we might as well just wrap it up with you. I saw, there he is. Jesse, why don't we Katrina's not here. I didn't have any other one else to interview, but I got you on. So
yeah, man, I had Sean texting me and caught me right at the moment I was looking at it. So
that's all right.
Shame on Sean Escobar. Dude, I always get so many thoughts on these things. So I just want to say this for every single person that stepped up tonight. Congratulations. Nicole, you're a firecracker. I'm just so excited that, people tell me this stuff and I'm just like, really? Like, I don't realize that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so grateful that whatever the hell I said or whatever I did at one time, like you were able to say yes. And I mean, to see you just shining and thriving in health, like that's what it's all about. Like literally for me, that's what it's all about. Like watching other people thrive in health. It's crazy, Bob, because I was thinking the other day, and Sean and I are going to do a call and stuff, and I'll just kind of tease on it a little bit, but I was stopping and thinking about just how much else in life is impacted, right? And we see this now, right, Bob, with people that have been here for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus months. Like we've literally witnessed with our own 2 eyes every aspect of someone's life changing because they said, yes, I want to feel better, right? And I love that so much, because this whole diet world and diet industry and hocus pocus schmocus stuff that's out there, like, you never really get that, right? Like it's kind of like it's an end game. It's an end game in that world, right? It's like, oh, it's a 10-day thing. It's a thing. And I'm just hoping, Bob, that at the end of this, every single person gets that while this is an 11-day protocol, that's not my vision. And I don't think it's your vision, and it's not Sean's, and it's not Crystal's, and it's not Heather's, and it's not Susan's, and it's not the vision. But I appreciate if that's what you need to get started. I appreciate if you need the discipline, if you need the thing, but the 11-day protocol for me is I view it as like this super tool. It's like, you know, those tools where you can buy a tool and you can use it for like 10 different things. Right. That's the ER shred. It's like the multi-tool. You know what I mean? Like
it's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, dude. Like it's in, yeah, exactly. Like a Swiss Army knife. Like you got like a bazillion things. You know what I mean? You got a bottle opener, you got a screwdriver, you got a saw, you got a hammer, you got, you know, and you have this tool, and it's one of the most powerful tools. Why? Like, what are we really doing? You know, like really, let's not complicate this. We're removing poison from your body. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Ha, you like that? We are removing poison from your body. From everything that I've studied, from functional medicine, from amazing brains, from Harvard, from MIT, from Yale, from all these seminars and things that I've studied through and listened to and been grateful enough to learn from these people who are, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't even know if I can get to that smart level, right? But like, when you look at what's going on today and the newest research, I'm not talking like outdated crap, Bob, and I'm not talking stuff that's not double peer reviewed and it's not on humans. It's not just rats. You know what I mean? Like where it's humans, it's double blind placebo. It's the creme de la creme. Like it's the real deal research. Okay. That's the key thing. When I look at that, this is so in tune with what's going on. It's just,
we're literally kind of at the forefront of the new grassroots, you know, movement with
for sure,
proteins and healthy fats, and
for sure,
you know, restricting some of the things we did in the past.
And I got so excited, Bob, that I lost my train of thought and I got it back. So I hope that everybody looks at this not as an 11-day thing. Okay. I get that that's what it is. But what I mean by that is I hope that everybody really grasps the bigger concept that this is lifestyle. And the goal is, you know, we get confused, right? And I still see people in the group and people get confused. And it's like, you know, you don't have to do necessarily the 11-day for the rest of your life. Like this has never been about never eating vegetables again, or never experimenting, or never enjoying life, or never going out on a girls' night, or never sitting down with the buddies for a, you know, whatever dinner and having a beer. Like that's not what this is about, right? But the problem is, Bob, the problem is this, and this is why we need it so badly. Okay, so I'll circle it here. This is why we need it so badly. It's not forever. However, the state of human health today is sad. It is very, very sad. 88% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. And when we talk about metabolic health, we're talking about blood pressure, heart disease, you know, cholesterol, you know, underlying causes, diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, like chronic disease that's preventable. And it's basically, it's due to lifestyle and diet. Okay, like that's not Jesse's opinion, that's scientific fact, right? So the cool thing with the 11-day shred is people can get to this and all we're doing is removing poison and only dumping in amazing food. And look at what it does. It literally lights people on fire.
One of the things, because I know you have experience with you're part of Team Isagenix, and you know, I know that's hard to get into. You have to be a professional athlete, so on, a big following. What I'm finding, though, what I find fascinating is that everybody who spoke tonight, be it Amy or Nicole, and I know that, you know, I know Bonnie's that way, in that they've continued, even though we've said just do it for 11 days, but it's up to you. That's what I think is I don't know if that's Sean's intention or if it's like, wow, this is crazy good. 11 days, you get to decide what's next. We're going to support you, whatever that is. But are you finding more people saying, can I do this again? And saying yes and sticking with it when we're not telling them to do that? That's the part that I think is beautiful about this. We're allowing people to have freedom of choice. You're empowered, but they choose to stay with it.
Yeah. 100% I see the same thing. I mean, we see that if you just go into the group and you can see that with your own two eyes, right? Like it's all over the place. And I think the big thing is this, Bob, like, you know, I think some people, you know, in the state of health that people are in, it is 100% needed for somebody to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many shreds they need to really regain their health. Okay. But I always like to think bigger, you know that, right? So my goal for somebody, when I say that this is your lifestyle, and this is why the community is really the number one creme de la creme to me, it's the most important thing. It's the most important thing because even science says that your chances of success are 97% better, 97% better if you have a supportive community that will walk with you along the way. This is stuff that I just learned in my national health coaching schooling that I was just doing and learning that type of stuff. Like having some sort of coach, having some sort of program, right? Well, if you don't have necessarily the means for a coach, I'm not cheap, right? You can come into a group like this. And this is why I'm always screaming community, that it's really, you can't even put a price tag on what this community is worth in my mind. And I see people getting that, but that's part of the lifestyle, right, Bob? Is like people do keep doing it because I believe in the human spirit. And what I mean by that is I think, Bob, that you know what's best for your life. I know for a fact that you know what's best for your life. And so does Sean, and so does Nicole, and so does everybody else. And that's what she was speaking on with like bio-individuality, right? Like we're all different. However, we're also all human beings, and we're also all 40 trillion circles, which is called cells. And those cells, no matter who you are, they need vital components to thrive at peak optimal levels. That's in essence to me the ER shred. Remove the poison, get rid of the crap, stop sludging up your gift from whoever your creator is, and honor that body because it's the one that you get, right? Like we hear that. Well, it's so like cliche, but is it really? Think deeper into that.
Well, I've been a part of this company for 18 years. I've been doing ER Shred now for 21 months. It just gets better and better. That's Good. Where I'm having a hard time even, I'm mind blown in terms of,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's more relational. I'm a better person. I'm a better husband. I'm happier. I find that I disregard the news or things that will bring me down, but it's mindset. It's so much around mindset. And, some people say, oh, your third eye's opened, or, you're more aware. But I think that's the beauty of the journey. And that is I know you've mentioned awareness, but it is a journey of awareness. And I guess it doesn't stop at 11 days, and it doesn't stop after a month or 2 or 5 months. And I think that's the most fascinating thing about the group is, all boats are lifting, but we're still growing ourselves.
For sure. And that's such a key component, you know what I mean? And it's like people don't leave because again, they know what they need. And when you can you're literally lighting your body. You're I don't want to say you're lighting, you're on fire. You're extinguishing your body. You're extinguishing your body, okay? And we used to tiptoe. Let me tell you something. There's so much stuff beyond Jesse that proves that the style that we're living is smashing inflammation in the face. Like we can't treat you or cure you or prevent your disease. However, I would highly, highly recommend for my 20 years of real life hands-on experience that you aggressively attack inflammation if true health and feeling freaking awesome every single day is what you seek in life, right? And when you remove the poison, Bob, and you only put in real whole food, and that includes other things too besides what we do, but it's so important for people to strip it all out because we get into these habits where it's like, as an athlete, I was a sucker for this, dude. Like I want that 5%, 0.5% better. You know why? Because that means winning versus losing, right? And I trained damn too hard, right, for that stuff. And I'd fall into this trap. And even I did, even studying and getting into all of this. That's one of like the downsides of studying so much is that you hear all these things. You're like, oh my God, I can do this and I can do this. Before I knew it, I was out of control. So for me, the beautiful thing about just simplicity, right? Like I need simplicity in my life more than ever right now with the business, my business with my dad, my business with, health and wellness, my health coaching business now and taking that to a new level, having a brand new baby who's just about to turn 7 months now. That's a handful. Obviously negotiating life and figuring things out with the wife. Like, you see what I mean? Like I need this more than ever. And I hope people come to that realization.
You've come to this with flying colors, but I got to ask you, as a brand new dad, and I was thinking 6 months, but that first 3 months is pretty challenging for most. How did you feel being a ER shredder? Did you notice a difference this time around?
Versus like when Kaylee was a baby?
Yeah, I
When
mean,
my
you
daughter?
remember. I mean, I don't care. I'm 60 and I still
Well,
remember when my daughter was
yeah, I mean,
3
here's the,
months.
well, you do and you don't. You do, you know,
Right.
I remember, you don't remember that. I don't think you remember like, you know, the 11:30, the 12:45, the 1:12, the 2:15 wake ups. I don't think you necessarily, I think you remember that they wake up, but I don't think you remember all that. However, here's the thing. I'm so focused, Bob. I'm so mentally in the game right now. And yet there's days in life that I shouldn't be.
Mhm.
Can I put, does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
but I also don't want to create a false context. Like, I need people to understand, like, I've been aggressively diving into self-development and dealing with stresses, and besides nutrition, which I've had nailed for many, many years now, being quite honest, right? I fine-tuned with the ER shred for sure, but I've had it dialed in. The other components for me doing this and having the simplicity, and it's like I can literally, it's like in chess, you want to be like 5 jumps ahead. I feel like that's where I'm at. Like my clarity of thinking, that's the biggest thing for me. Not only that, dude, these people, you know, let me tell you something. I aggressively still abuse myself. And what I mean by that is like, you know, I'm like out of nowhere, you know, we went out to the mountains for Mother's Day. And I think we ended up with like close to 8,000 feet of elevation gain throughout the weekend. Like that's our definition of fun and like dates. And, you know, I carried the little dude up to the top of the mountain. I was like, here's what the world looks like, brother. Like, this is what it's about. But the day before, we needed to do training. So we sprinted up there. You know how I sprinted up the mountain? It was like 1,300 feet of elevation gain, up the mountain and back down to the condo in 41 minutes and 20 seconds. And that was taking 4 videos. So it should have been faster. I literally did that. You ready?
Yeah.
On a tablespoon and a half of butter coffee. And I did not eat for like another 2.5 hours later. I have come up, like I have tried and tested so many new things now. I used to think I needed a pre-workout. I used to think that I needed something within that window, and I found out that wasn't the case. And I've been able to maintain the lean body mass, maybe a little lost. You know, I'm like, I'm just hard on myself. But dude, like with the baby and stuff, like it's been very inconsistent. But what hasn't been inconsistent, Bob, is there is no chance that anything in life will get in my way of fueling myself properly every day, because I know that at the root of it all, that is the foundation that takes me through anything. And when life throws me circles and life hits me upside the head and I get side slapped, you know, literally, which is like, feels like every other day, I can mentally be in the place to be like, okay, let's process this, let's move on. And that, dude, for me is another level, right, of getting there. And I truly believe it's the foundation of what we've created. Like I dove in right after that first ultra marathon when we started, and I haven't stopped. Well,
I think the insanity is what you said earlier, and that is you took everything. I'm sure you were in the creatine phase. You probably did C4 back in the day. I'm sure you did all that kind of crazy stuff.
C4 would make me shake. Like I used to, you know, you could have like little tingles up your arm. I used to think that was normal. Not normal.
Yeah, that's anyway. What I love about what this is all about, it's simplicity. It's something that everybody can do, but it's the realization, like you said, if you just feed yourself with the right foods and the right nutrition, you don't need all the pre-workout, post-workout, and all the things we thought we needed. It's almost like I feel better with less. Just give me my grass-fed butter in the morning, as you pointed out. That's amazing.
So can I just say one last thing, Bob? And I know we need to wrap
Absolutely.
it up, and I'll be so quick. So I just want to make sure that point that I made about what my dream is for everybody, and this is my dream. So whatever your dream is your dream. Like you don't need to live my life. Look at the 11-day protocol as the tool, the multi-tool that can really be there for you whenever you need it, and use it for what it's for. And if you want to be super aggressive and you're ready, like my dad is at a point now back in life again where he's ready, and I'm watching him do this like with my own 2 eyes every day. You know, go for it and don't stop. but eventually you're going to come to a place. And I just want to make it very clear. I shred every day. So when I say that this isn't about not adding stuff, like my foundation of my meal is still very, very high quality fat and very, very high quality protein every single day, all day. Right. And I mean, dude, I eat like 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day.
So for the people who are brand new, you're fully fat adapted, meaning your body chooses to burn fat for fuel and you're feeding it very little sugar. Is that what you're saying?
And here's why I can tell you that I am 1,000% that way, because I feel nothing around food. And what I mean by that is like, I have to remind myself to eat. Like my body is so efficient at utilizing itself for energy that I literally have to like remind myself now, like, hey, Jesse, like you got to eat. And not everybody has to do that. But remember, these are for my specific goals of being an endurance athlete and maintaining the frame that I have. Like everybody told me I couldn't do. I couldn't maintain muscle and be an endurance athlete. Like those are my specific goals. But I think you can still take from that and say, okay, wow, how can I fix that and adjust that for my life and my goals? And everybody can feel like that. Nobody has to be a slave to food. You know what I mean? So when I do this, like I'm doing it, but now I'm at a place where I've tested everything and I've tried the different things and I have my foods that serve me. So with my big juicy ribeye and my 3 grass-fed, eggs with butter, there's sauerkraut, there's olives, there's maybe cauliflower, there's some asparagus, there's different levels that people can get to. And I think it's just important to show that, because that's the lifestyle piece, Bob, that can take people and go forever. And now I'm done.
One last question. We hit 25,000 people, which is mind-blowing.
I saw that today.
What do you think? What is your vision for the rest of the year? What do you think is possible?
I think anything's possible. Like, you know what I mean? For me personally, I would love to see us literally, add another 5,000 to 7,000 people. If you're specifically stating by the end of the year, I still have big dreams, just like at the beginning. Like, I mean, the choo-choo train is going, the coal is in the oven. Like this freaking thing is climbing the mountain. And I really, truly don't believe that anything is going to stop it. And it's because it's real, it's raw, it's authentic. It's helping people identify themselves, their own food blueprints. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very different.
Yeah, and
you've got that support, but I still see this going literally, I mean, I think within another year and a half or so, like, why can't we be at 150,000? Why can't we be in more countries? Like, and imagine if we get to that, and then we have more people coming alive, more people sharing, because you just can't not help share, right? Like, do you imagine how fast? Like, we all know the trick of a penny, double a penny a day, and you're a millionaire pretty quick, right? Well, the same thing. So I think that the vision for this is really endless. And with all the new people still coming and everybody coming alive and everybody lighting on fire, like,
the sky's the limit. I think we lost you a little bit. You there, Jesse?
Is really there.
I think you faded a little bit. What I was just going to end with is 25,000. I do think we have so much potential in the future. I mean, it is endless. And it's really because of the brand new people, the energy tonight. Nicole, thank you. Bonnie, thank you. Amy, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's your energy that's pushing us up the mountain. It's the brand new people always saying, Jesse, you're back.
Sure.
You're back. I was just saying it's the brand new people who are really igniting us and giving us that extra propulsion. I feel like we're like on a 10-stage rocket and we've already bypassed the moon. We're on our way to Mars, and I think we're going to go to the universe. It's quite exciting.
And you basically just wrapped up what I was saying. Like, I heard everything you said, but obviously I faded. So you're right on the same page. Like I just said, like the real question is, with everything happening and all that you just said, the question should be, what can we not do? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just like, seriously, what can we not do? You know,
I think we're going to take on Carnivore MD and the Liver King. I think what we got is even better. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool stuff.
They gotta, I love those guys, but they gotta set priority. And the one beautiful thing that separates us is we are giving people the power to literally create their own life. And that, Bob, that right there is something that separates us from anything on the market. We don't need to be right. We just want to help.
Okay, that's the way to perfectly end it, because that's the magic in the bottle. That's the empowerment aspect of ER Shred. And that's the beautiful thing. We will win mind share because we're giving power to the people to choose for themselves what works right. And
Bingo.
That's the beautiful thing. You give them the tracks to get started on. Here's the 11 days. Go for it. We've given them the encouragement. The power's in the people.
Have we not said that from day one?
Absolutely. But
Here's
we're
tracks
seeing
to
it now.
run, and let's develop it. You know what I mean?
And that is such an attractive message. And I know because of that, that's why this has got endless potential.
For sure. Can I just tell everybody about this badass new shred gear? I got the new shirt on that Sean and
Absolutely.
Crystal sent me.
I like
That logo is hot, by the way. And the hat, this is the white hat. I always wear mine backwards, but I wanted to show you the logo. But this is more like an athletic hat. And then I had my black one on today when I was working. Yeah, there we go.
This is kind of the tennis one. So people who like,
dude, this is
kind of a lighter hat.
This is my new running hat. So I'll be running many, many miles in this thing and putting it to good use and taking it to the top of some mountains for sure. But yeah, man, what's the website again? I forgot the website. Do you know it?
No, I don't know it offhand. I know I just go where Heather put it up in the
ER
feature.
Yeah, I know
Shred
that if you
Gear.
go,
It's ershredgear.com.
oh, of course, Mel
Perfect.
to the rescue.
And then Melanie,
ershredgear.com. Go scoop
Correct.
it. You can get like
Correct.
crazy pictures.
and I know she
Yeah.
added it to the featured group on the very top, the featured posts.
Yes.
So for those that are brand new to the ER Shred community, go to the very, very top where it says featured. Those are all the really important posts that Heather saved for us, including how to get your gear. Guys, it's 8:15. Sean, thank you so much for allowing me to do this evening. This was fun. Jesse, you're on fire as always. I appreciate you, man. And I'm excited. I'm out there. I see Rick Whedon's on here. I had never felt this good. I thought I'd be embarrassed to tell people I was 60 years old. And I feel better at 60 than I have at any time that I can in living memory. I don't know how good I felt in the 20s, but I feel.
Come on, dude. Look at that bicep. I mean, seriously, what? Come on.
60. That's not bad. And I'm not even
No
working out
shit.
that much.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the nutrition. I mean, this is it's crazy good. Anyway, you're my muse. I love the fact I'm taking on new goals. So I'll have to I'll commit. I'll put it up there. Walter Payton used to run up a hill right behind me. And it's like a pretty steep, I think it was a garbage dump at one time or whatever, but it's a straight up. But he would tell people that when he could sprint up and down 35 times in a row without getting winded, he knew he was ready for the NFL for the season. And it's a pretty steep climb. I think of Kathy, climbing the mountain. I will go back there. I'm just going to drive the car back there. I'm going to find that damn hill. I'll take a picture up there. But I thought, why not? I could start walking up that hill and I could eventually run up that hill. I'll just channel Walter Payton. For those that don't know Walter Payton, famous running back of the Chicago Bears back in the 80s. And anyway, that's my goal, dude. I got my own little mountain. I don't have the North Carolina mountains like you have or where you're at, but anyway, it's all good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, Jesse.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you
Great
next
shares
Wednesday.
tonight.
Oh, by the way, everybody, it's my anniversary tomorrow. So I totally forgot that it was my 4th wedding anniversary, 4 years. Therefore, Thursday night, I will not be here. And I had told everybody I was online and I didn't recognize until Monday that tomorrow is the 12th. So I apologize. Sean, I apologize for last minute saying, oops. So I got to take the night off and I hope you guys understand, but we will be back next Thursday. So tomorrow you guys have the night off. Thank you all. We'll see you soon.
Happy anniversary, Bob.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary, Bob.
Happy anniversary.
It's better the
Yay.
second time around. It's been pretty cool.
Great
Take
shares
care,
tonight.
everyone.
Good night, all.
Good to hear from you, Jesse.
Thanks,
night.
everyone.